right, fellow babies, it's silly shill time with the Shills, and we're coming at you big time. We've got Hiith joining us tonight on the show, and we're attacking some killer stupid as we go at YouTube channel Z-Techic TruthTube. I don't know, man. I'm not making this shit up. The video is called Flat Earth Video 50. Flat Earth Matters. Yeah, to a very small few, that is. And we got a second video channel called Close Encounters UFO. And the title is Q&A Secret Space Fleet with codename Solar Warden has been covertly operating in our skies. Holy fuck. We have another channel, Near Death Experiment, and the video is The Fake Alien Invasion is Coming. Well, somebody gets it, but how the hell did they end up in the pile? And we've got Skittler Remix with a video, Never Watch the Television, and that just might be food for thought in this day and age. Look at the History Channel. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me turn this over to somebody who at least has a clue, as when they blew up their own body just turning the television channel to something they really wanted to watch, they had enough brains to show up here for the fucking show. Kevin Kennedy, how's it going, buddy?
That was the day I lost the clue. I used to have the clue, and now I don't know what the clue is anymore. What the clue is weird and scary to me. Hello, freak bitches. How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, doing great, man. How's YouTube in your side of the world and the online community in general?
Pretty great, pretty great. I've been working on the shuttle series, and I have another video coming out probably about an hour after this show. I just need to export it of our favorite flat earther Nathan Thompson drunk and crying on a live stream about how he's so sad that people don't know the earth is flat.
I've seen that.
Wonderful.
Funny as fuck.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
I was gonna fucking showcase some of that to the world as well.
We're gonna break Hiith. We're gonna break Hiith in the middle of fucking DeadKennedyInSpace's intro, and he's taking it around the table here. Oh, this is gonna be good.
All right. Well, speaking of going around the table, let's see here. I'll start with, let's see. We've got the Master of Logic, Booleanenator. How are you today, sir?
I am good, and it's a special treat to have Hiith on the show because I've been running his Discord for about a year now. I think is when Joe left the Discord, so I've been kind of minding the shop. He's been doing some stuff on there, but would like to see it get a little bit more popular. So everybody go out to Hiith's Discord server.
Good call.
All right. And because he never gets to say how he's doing, Mr. Dawson, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great, thanks. Staying safe over here, playing it cool, absolutely. I'm even using an isopropyl alcohol 99% spray on every can of beer I open. So yes, as I rage out on stupid, I am taking it safe and easy. We're really close, Aimee and myself, and Booleanenator's going to be producing for us to bringing out the Autism show here on the EiE Network. It's very, very close. We've had a lot of people reach out that are interested in being a part of the show, and if I haven't responded or Aimee hasn't responded, rest assured it's coming soon because we are damn close. So watch this space.
Nice. And I cannot believe you haven't said a word about the mysterious, hilarious song that's been popping up all over YouTube today.
Well, a friend of mine, and he's listed in our credits because, he's somebody we all chill with, right? Canadian Thomas. He got together with our very own Logical Troglodyte, who, lovingly put his time together into the video to complete the song. So the two of them released a song about Unirock there. Unirock went down on YouTube, and it's the story of him and Steve McRae having their little fight. And I think it's very, very well worth a watch. So you can find it on the Canadian Thomas channel. It was also posted by Steaming Cup of Reason by Tattie here, our producer at large. It was posted by the one and only Booleanenator. It was posted by Aimee Hogan. It was posted by Jutmonkthedrunk Monkey, and Mike Bertelson, and a few others have already mirrored it. So it's a pretty funny song. I like it.
I'll definitely be posting a copy myself. I was actually going to. I was just working on the Nathan Thompson video today, but I'll get it out soon. Probably right after it. Pardon me. Let's see. Speaking of, you mentioned him a moment ago. Oi, oi, Jutmonkthedrunk Monkey.
Oi, fucking oi, sir.
How you doing today?
I'm safe as fuck, always. I'm reaching for the lasers.
Reaching for the lasers?
Safe as fuck, exactly.
All right.
Go away and figure it out, pal.
I'll just go with it, man. I've learned not to question it anymore. What's new in your world, man?
Oh, same old shit, different day. I'm fucking housebound, aren't I? So, like everyone else, fucking bored shitless and banging my head against the wall, just thinking what I'm going to shit onto YouTube for everybody to laugh at.
Excellent.
As you do. May as well say hello to a few people. We got some in the house, haven't we? Hellbound Heathen, Pete Barube, Dread Lindwer, whatever that fucking name is. I can't pronounce it, but you know you are, pal. Jackaloop Herdmaster, Nikki Daly, Brown01, King Crew, Monochromatic Light Source, fucking hell, man. And quit fucking changing your fucking name or whatever your fucking name is. You know you are. Sprinkling on titties and all sorts, God knows what. Stop changing your fucking name, pal. DKG Custom, Me Pet 69, 9 o'clock Hero, Glober Mar, me, Chris Katzolis, Gary Lowe, Real Non-Sequitur, and Ugly German Truths, and I think there's a Lukey Boy, the Larry Line in the house as well, although I haven't seen him in the chat yet. But hello everyone, fucking welcome aboard this madness.
Awesome. Absolutely good to see everyone tonight. And really quickly, Mr. Dawson, you had something else to say, right?
I do indeed. I totally forgot in the intro. Sorry, everybody. But our own Pete Barube, who is in the chat right now, has properly joined the EiE Network family and will be bringing Astronomy Corner to the Silly Shills show as of tonight and going forward. So after our first video tonight, we have an amazing piece of video, 4 minutes, narrated by Pete. He put it together as well. And we will be diving back into Astronomy Corner where it belongs on the Silly Shills show. Yeah.
Awesome. Can't wait. Excellent. Let's see. We've also got Lady Ilya Moon of Gynocracy in the house. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing quite well. You love the name, right? So, things are good. Yesterday on Sarcastic Barman's channel, we had trivia, and it was myself and our very own Punchy. And our team is the Cross Punchers. And then we were against NASA Black Sites, OK Booma, and Digital Demonic Davros, and we beat them. Hi, Digital. I see you in the chat. Hi. So I think next week we're going to be back on as a returning champion and going against a new team. So that is fun. And then, of course, we have our UnCalled Four show tomorrow night where we're going to be digging into Copeland some more. I know you guys really, really enjoyed Copeland last week. So our mission is to give you more. But other than that, I'm doing good.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. And good morning, Vietnam. Steaming Cup of Reason. How are you today, sir?
Good morning, Silly Shills. How are my favorite stompers of stupid this morning?
I love the energy, man. I love the energy. How's everything going?
It's going great, man. I was pulled an all-nighter, but Pain of Progress is in the can and ready to go after the show.
Nice. Loving those. All right. And producing the show tonight, which makes me more afraid than anything else, the Mad Scotsman, Tattie-Bogle. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing grand, mate. I'm doing grand. Thanks very much for asking. Oh, no, just kicking back, relaxing, enjoying the pain I'm about to subject you to. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be so much fun.
So do we have you to blame tonight, or is it a colon blaming night, or?
No, I believe this one is a certain caveman in conjunction with a certain colon.
Oh, that's That's interesting. Let's say that.
You know what that means? Line them up. Line them up.
Yeah, get ready, everybody. All right, and keeping an eye on the chat as usual. Aimee Hogan, how are you today?
I am doing wonderful. Thank you so much, Kevin. I'm so excited about the show starting. I'm so excited about tomorrow's Uncalled For starting. We've got a lot of good stuff. So during this self-isolation thing, I've been doing lots of research for the show, hoping to get more good guests booked and everything. So I'm really excited. Thank you. I also want to thank Hiith for coming on the show tonight. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. And I want to thank everyone else in the chat for coming on too. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. And speaking of the man of the hour, Hiith the First, someone I'm a really big fan of. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. I'm excited to be on the show. Well, excited to talk to you guys. I have no idea what kind of bullshit I have waiting for me. I don't know why.
I'll admit it. You like the name like the rest of us.
All right. Here's the thing. I have migraines. This shit's going to trigger my migraine. So I need to drink to deal with it. But the alcohol triggers migraines too. So there's like no winning for me right now. But I'm glad to be back nonetheless.
Bottoms up, baby.
Better fucking
love it.
jump on this show anyway.
Well, that's kind of the only way to get through, isn't it? Oh, Kevin, our internal buzzer just reset me. We might have an issue. We might have to redo that. Sorry to cut in there.
Did I just cut out?
Yeah, briefly there.
My internet hiccuped for a second. I'm sorry. I'll reset the buzzer. I'll give you a new code.
Okay, cool.
But so we went around the table there. Did I miss anybody? I don't think so.
I think we got us all.
All right. Well, in that case, what was that? What was that first video? I remember the channel had the word "truth" in the title, which means there will be no truth in the video. Anyone?
Well, that makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah. Zetetic Truth Tube. Flat Earth Video 50. Flat Earth matters.
Oh, truth and flat Earth.
Right.
Yeah, those three words, they're fucking perfect, aren't they? Truth and flat Earth. Flat Earth. I mean, what the fuck is that? I still ain't got my head round it.
It's the perfect fucking marriage, man. The perfect marriage. I mean,
it's the ultimate lie.
It really does have that factor of the grand unifying conspiracy. That's something I love about it, because if you'll believe flat Earth, you'll believe just about anything. Mr. Dawson, you want to say something, right?
Yeah. Before we jump into the first video, because we've got some real conspiracy type stuff going on here. So let's just, quickly give a shout out to those stupid enough to believe the kind of bullshit that feeds this show. We love you. Keep spewing it. But, to everybody else watching, don't actually believe it. Just leave it there so we can poke fun at it. That's where it belongs. Right?
Hell yeah.
Oh, fucking right. I mean, let's face it. Anything that we show is normally bollocks.
But it does.
We'll show something that's brilliant. Pete Berube is going to be awesome. But normally, 9 times out of 10, we just show bollocks. Absolute wank. Toilet. Waste of time. Just don't listen to it. Like Dick said, just fucking laugh at the utter stupidity.
Well, that's why we go at it with that certain tone where, yes, we do have people on this panel that really tear down and explain the argument, but we also have a few people on the panel that just fucking rip them, because really you're the one that stepped in it. All I'm doing is pointing it out, right? It's not my fault.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, should we see what we've got to step in here?
Oh yeah. First video up tonight is Zetic Truth. Zetic Truth Tube. Sorry.
Zetetic.
Oh,
Zetetic,
okay. I get it. The way it was laid out to me is okay.
Robotham's book is Zetetic Astronomy.
Yeah, Zetetic, right? And Flat Earth Video 50, Flat Earth Matters. Now, this is one of those videos that has a pretty good, this has a long runtime to it. So what do you guys think? Should we pull the gong out and give the audience the code here? What do you guys think?
If it's pretty long, we probably should.
Yeah. So what we'll do is, Tatty, if you could set up a gong for everybody and chuck us the code, we will get it out to everybody and run some gong show debunking only the way the shills can. All right, Tatty's got it.
You went
Tatty's
full
got
Canadian there. When you said out, you went like out. Like,
oh, that's funny.
All right, should we roll the video?
Yeah, I think it's time.
Why? That is the question people ask me the most. Pourquoi? Why? For what? Why do you wake up this world? Why do you tempt faith? Why do you risk death? But I don't think of it this way. I never even say this word, death, la mort. Yes, okay, I said it once, or maybe 3 times just now, but watch, I will not say it again. Instead, I use the opposite word, love. For me, waking up this world, this is love.
Why do I see the soul of my shoe peeking out of its fucking mouth?
Actually, has a whole production team.
Yeah, pause for a second. First of all, I appreciate the production value. I do, really. You could do a little better with the green screen work, but it's funny. I mean, he hasn't really said anything relevant yet, but that's all I wanted to point out is nice production value and just really amusing tone overall. Like, for a moment there, I almost called Poe. There was something he said that made me think Poe, and now I can't remember what it was. But Ilya, you wanted to say something, right?
Yeah, sorry, I had to unmute. We've already had a couple of good comments that I want to read out. So, I believe Terman Truth said that his avatar is scary. He's staring. Yeah. He stares so accusingly at you.
I agree. Like, I have a logo and everything, but you make me, you chop my bottom half off and you make me bigger than everyone else. I love it.
Pete Barube, I'm not sure if I said your last name right. You can let me know. He said, "What the fuck was that?" That's my question. What the fuck did we just watch? And then DKG Custom said, "Is that Super Rat's love child?"
That's awesome.
So, do I have this right? Is he gonna tell us like why the flat Earth matters with love, or
that seems to be what he's going for?
Okay, all right.
With love and feelings, chocolates and flowers.
But he's not gonna die in the video, so I'm not gonna pay attention if we're not gonna see that.
All right, well, we should let him try, huh?
Oh yeah.
Nice shots of the Aurora.
Misunderstood every fucking word here.
Testify. fuck all when it comes to facts.
It's suggestive enough to somebody that has no brain that this could actually make sense. It's a joke.
We're building up. We're building up to the big smashing arguments.
Yeah. I'm waiting for like this book to be on
I think it's going to be more like a lean run cooked sausage, but yeah, I get your point.
Stop using that footage. Those guys hate that you use that for cars.
Holy
Look, water
shit.
ain't sticking to that ball.
I am so angry. Okay, that footage is from the channel The Slow Mo Guys. It's two British guys who film stuff with high-speed cameras. One of them works for Rooster Teeth and has worked on actual movies before. Like he did some of the slow mo in Dread.
They're awesome.
Yeah, and and that guy, the one who works for Rooster Teeth, has said on record that he's seen this footage used in flat Earth memes and stuff, and he hates that it's being used. He filmed it. It's his footage. Stop fucking using it.
And you have to look at it. Yeah, I'm sure Hiith's got a few on this. You want to go ahead?
No, that was it. I'd hate it too. I mean, it's not like they're gonna ask permission to plagiarize other people's shit, you know. I don't know.
Right. Like I wouldn't be annoyed if it wasn't like somebody's channel work, you know, if because everything else he's shown has been like stock footage. That's fine. Take all the stock footage you want. I don't care.
I mean, I've seen like shit of like tennis balls and stuff, which I presume is stock like images or something.
Right.
You just use that.
Yeah,
Like, look
the
at
only
it this way.
the only reason I know what that clip is because you see Dan on the right throw the ball. So I was like, oh, that's slow mo, guys.
But let's also look at it from a little bit more of a deeper perspective here, with relativity behind it. So, you know, that ball is spinning relative to the Earth and within its gravitational field. And as such, you're going to get a response like that. Now, if you go out into space somewhere where there's no gravity at all and put some water on that ball and spin it, what do you think it'll happen? Right? Now let's take scale into it and look at the diameter of that ball versus the Earth and the rotational speed of the circumference. Again, very different deal. Come on, man. That's disingenuous bullshit to sell this as proof that water can't stick to a spinning ball Earth. That's
and the
bullshit.
The amount of water as well. Every time a flat earther poses this, when they say, show me water sticking to a spinning ball, I always say, yeah, you ever seen a wet thing? Like literally anything. Like a damp rag has as much water sticking to it as the Earth does.
Yeah.
Your own
Crazy
hair
shit.
after a shower.
Yeah, exactly. Ilya, you wanted in, right?
Yeah, we've had some more good comments. Ugly German Truth said, measurements, in quotes. Sure you have. Ash Scott said, is countless a big number, a small number, or are they just saying we never counted, so we don't know? Probably that one. And then 9 o'clock Hero said, so he's done all of the work and still doesn't get it. So I think you're catching on there, 9 o'clock Hero. He's done all of this work to pull all of this quote unquote evidence and still doesn't get it.
Good one. And Dread Lindworm says, spin it, run revolution per day. So there you go. That's exactly the point. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
And then quit asking me to sprinkle them chesticles. Just said, I haven't buzzed this video yet because it's the exact level of stupidity I'm needing right now.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. The nice production value makes it kind of watchable.
Yeah, but it is on a level of modern History Channel versus real History Channel, because we all will agree there was a break period, right?
Oh, yeah. It was right after they stopped talking about World War II.
Yeah, when they went from History Channel to Von Daniken Channel.
All right, should we let this keep going?
My story begins with the world's most unbelievable deception. the spinning ball.
For my dog to pick up and he gets slobber all over it.
Do we have to read his video?
I guess.
It sucks. Yes, I know. I should have narrated.
My name
in the
is
background
Miranda,
with silly
born in
voices.
England, educated in the Netherlands, and now living in the countryside of France.
I'll do it when the text comes
About
up
3
here.
years ago, my world started to turn inside out and upside down.
Tatty, when I narrate
still is, in a
text,
way.
can you turn my voice back up?
The change in how I see the world started when I was bored out of my mind and had absolutely nothing to do. With the intent to challenge my brain, I picked up a book and read a specific collection of poems. Yet quite quickly I found myself falling down a very deep rabbit hole. To continue reading and understanding these poems, I had to make a radical decision. Either these poems were telling the truth, or they were just a literary expression of someone's imagination. After a long while, I chose...
Art!
That's exactly what a poem is.
Art!
Yeah, well, that was my point. Yeah, it's fucking someone's imagination. That's what a poem is. It's not truth.
Exactly.
Oh, goodness. Do you know what, man? These people that just read any old bullshit, and if it makes some kind of fucking sense, even if it don't make sense, they just make some other sense that no one else can fucking see. Then they're like,
Kevin?
yeah, wicked.
Yep.
That's it. I'm sold.
Yeah.
No, you're a stupid twat.
Well, Kevin, as an actual commercial artist who has literally made money from his own pen, will you explain the difference between a historian and an author, please?
One knows what they're talking about, one is making shit up.
Guys,
I would know because I do the second one.
guys, think about it. Look, if poems are just stuff that's made up, words that are just artistic expression, that means that there really was no Grinch who stole Christmas from the entirety of Whoville. And I don't know if that's true, Like,
I hope it is, because I've always felt sorry for the damn Who's, and now you're telling me maybe it's just a story? Really?
yeah. It's like my childhood's fucking heartstrings. Like, I learned the meaning of Christmas that way, and just maybe that's the biggest deception.
Oh my gosh, no.
Oh, I'm telling you, Hiith belongs on this show. That was amazing.
Aimee, you wanted to get in here, right?
Yes, please. This is learning day. Everybody's going to learn a little something about me. There's nothing worse that I hate to hear than I'm bored. And that's what this person said. What? You can't go for a walk? You can't go out and do something? Instead, you're going to listen to flat Earth stupidity?
I think.
Oh.
I think the thing is, like, you can't be watching this at like full capacity. You got to be a little inebriated to like get at the level of these guys. You know what I mean?
I think so. And as someone who doesn't drink, I wouldn't know. So it's like, that must be it. Because my gosh, if you're that bored and you start looking at flat Earth, you were already thinking about it before you supposedly got bored.
That's so true. Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I mean, one day a couple years ago, I was looking at the NASA Facebook page and I saw comments of people saying space is fake. And I was like, what the fuck are these idiots talking about? But 2 years later, I have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to quick.
I am fucked.
We have some poetry from our audience that I would like to read before we wrap up this round.
Go ahead.
Cool.
Cross puncher. Roses are red, violets are blue. Flat Earth is dumb, and all flirts eat poo.
Yeah, my fucking stinking poo.
Monochromatic light source said the Earth is flat. So is Pratt. The Earth is flat, said the sewer rat. And I guess that's a haiku. And then Dread Lindworm said violets are blue, roses are red. We've got evidence flat Earth is dead. And then quit asking me to sprinkle them testicles. Said roses are red. I sprinkle titties. Nathan's a flirt, but he's also real shitty.
Oh, those are good.
I wanted to respond to the one below that by Mike71. He asked, did she fall and hit her head? Don't be a dumbass. Do you know how deep the rabbit hole goes?
You just keep falling. And that's what's bothering me here. First of all, the whole taking poems literally. I mean, come on. Taking poems literally. As I was going down the stair, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. How in the hell do you take that poem literally? And the second thing that's really bothering me.
Take it literally right up the fucking poo chute with a goddamn hot dog bun. Fuck me.
Always the butt stuff with you.
Just trying to make sure it gets driven right home.
The second thing that's really bothering me is they keep showing this admittedly really nice time-lapse footage of the night sky, in which in all of them you've been able to very clearly see the plane of the Milky Way galaxy, which is a gorgeous sight and has absolutely no explanation on a flat Earth.
Yeah. Well, maybe if some fairy godmother was dancing around up there and accidentally waved her wand and made this really cool pattern in the sky just for us to observe for, I don't know, a couple of 1,000 years. Yeah, maybe that works. But that's improbable a story as any other one I've heard, except for the actual truth.
I mean, that's pretty much the only explanation they've ever offered for what we see in the sky is God made the sky pretty because reasons.
Yeah, or
it's all just...
If they don't believe in God, then it's just fucking magic.
It's just lights on the firmament.
Oh, it's magic.
And there it goes.
And the viewers say we've had enough of this guy's bullshit. Shall we, Tatty, what do you figure? Could we speed him up a little bit, play speed-wise, and give him like 30 seconds more, and then we'll do a round table send-off for him?
I've not got the chipmunk function in this one, unfortunately.
Oh, you didn't load it up that way. Okay, I wasn't sure. So, round table then, because this guy is fucking gone. Kevin, take us around, please, my brother.
It all comes back to that footage of the sky to me. That's some really beautiful footage, and we can track so much of what's going on there, and it all makes perfect sense in a heliocentric model, and none of it has an explanation on the flat Earth that they're babbling about.
Can I talk about footage? Because my vision was my foot just being pushed through the backside of his teeth and out of his mouth. And you know where it entered then, right? you know.
Not like that.
Butt stuff. Always butt stuff.
Hey, there has to be a orifice on the other side. Pop out of the other. There's nothing I can do, I'm only given what I'm given to work with here.
Look, there's already confusion over whether he's talking out his ass or not. Why add to it?
Oh, that's too funny. Oh, DKG Customs got one here. There was a flat earther called Thompson who didn't stay away from the school run. His thoughts were zetetic, which was really pathetic. The earth's a globe infinitum. That's
nice.
A good one.
That was awesome.
That was good.
Absolutely classic. That's right, classic.
Okay, I'll get out of the way.
Out of the way.
Whoa.
I thought you were doing round table. Am I?
Yeah, no, I was trying not to, but it just, God damn it, sometimes I do that. Sorry, it's all yours, buddy.
He loves it,
Who the
man.
hell's the host of this show? I don't know sometimes. See, I hate going all the way around the table with this stuff. I say just jump in. What did people think? Let's ask the guest.
Well, personally, right, I mean, if I was to just sit down for a moment, take a few deep breaths, and then, take my knife and fork and proceed to eat my own fucking brain, I still wouldn't be stupid enough to think I lived on a fucking pizza-shaped fucking planet. What is wrong with these people?
I was confused as to was I watching a how to meditate video or really someone promoting flat Earth. I was really confused.
Did have a kind of new agey yoga type vibe to it, didn't
It
it?
was making me go to sleep, which is,
Yeah, but his message was still fucking bullshit.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
You said it was a long video, so I take it this was just like the intro building up to some huge, massive evidence they have for something. I don't know. I since I know they do this shit ass backwards, I can't wait for the first 50 episodes to come out.
I figured it was going to end with 7 guys at a coal mine and one had no pants. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Is that a reference to something?
Yeah, mining.
Yeah, no, never mind me. Never mind me. Just
It's
keep
a reference to butt stuff, Kevin. You can say it. It's a reference to butt stuff.
Always. It's often, I feel like movies about gladiators.
Oh no, I'm doing it on purpose now, just to be an asshole, right? You know what I mean? I get a theme, I run with it, right?
Well, Brown01 did put in the comments that Dick likes to go to Browntown.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No, it's just like. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. I was just going to say, I was watching the video and he said that rivers are far too long to be on a round earth. I didn't think that mattered, but anyway.
That was really weird. I think if that's what I think it is, this guy's way dumber than he presents himself to be, because I think that's them confusing down with south.
I believe so. Well,
There's a bit of a difference there. Yeah.
There is a bit of a difference because there was one flat earther who said, how can that river flow because it's flowing north? And he was talking about the Nile River in Egypt. And I was like, what the hell?
I know.
Let's look at that for a second here. South versus down. So down is in reference to a direction, as in, I'm at the top of the mountain, I'm going down. I'm at the top of the tree, I'm going down. South is reference to the bottom pole of a magnet or the physical bottom of a sphere.
Yeah, down is always relative, right?
That's right. And how do you determine down on a sphere? Well, in the cosmos, by rotation.
I know.
There you go.
I know, what was it, Eric Dubé, who probably got it from Robotham. He had an argument that was like, rivers can't flow on a round Earth because then they'd have to go over the hump of the curvature, which is stupid as shit. But maybe it's that.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it's that, there's the flat earthers who think there's a giant bulge at the equator.
Mm-hmm.
I always imagine it so great in my head. Like in my head, it looks like a graphical error in a video game, like the landscape didn't generate properly.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got these flat earthers figured out, I think they were the dumb fucks in grade school that we used to push from behind and trip at the same time. I mean, you do enough face plants, you'll be convinced the earth is flat.
Oh, that's funny.
Maybe we need to catch up on the lore. There's like 49 episodes before this. I'm way behind.
Oh, I'm not sure that the brain. You would have to follow Blue Marble Science's guidelines on that. So, face palm protection is in order. Push monitor out of punching range and light this dumpster fire, because that's exactly the protection you're gonna need in that order. Holy. So if that video's done, Kevin, should we fire up Pete Berubang's Astronomy Corner here?
That's a great idea. Let's have a little palate cleanser.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the Shills, back in action is Pete Berube with Astronomy Corner. So, coming up 3 or 4 times a month on the Shills, we're going to have Astronomy Corner, 3 to 4 minute video, and he's going to take us through something that kicks absolute ass, and you're going to love it. So, Tatty, if you dare to care, roll that for me as soon as you got it all sweet and settled, buddy. Your call.
Hey, what's up? My name's Pete, and welcome to the Astronomy Corner. As we live our lives on this planet, we have all kinds of energies whizzing around in all directions. Some pass right through our bodies with no interaction, and some can produce devastating effects on anything organic. Radiation is part of our everyday environment. We are exposed to many forms such as cosmic rays. These rays are high-energy protons and atomic nuclei that originate from the sun and other deep space objects. You can also hear these cosmic rays with an old TV. 1% of the static between channels are from cosmic rays. There is also radioactive material found in the soil, water, food, air, and inside of our own bodies, such as carbon-14, potassium-40, and uranium. And there is also electromagnetic radiation, or light. The spectrum of light is divided into 7 bands of increasing order of wavelength, which is characteristic of this type of radiation. Radio waves, microwaves, infrared are the longest wavelength, while ultraviolet, X-rays, and everyone's favorite classic sci-fi movie trope, gamma rays, which are the shortest wavelength. In physics, electromagnetic radiation, or EM radiation, or EMR, refers to the waves or their protons of the electromagnetic field, propagating or radiating through space, carrying an electromagnetic radiant energy. There are 2 types of electromagnetic radiation: ionizing and non-ionizing. Ionizing radiation carries sufficient energy to detach electrons from atoms or molecules, thereby ionizing them. Examples of this are ultraviolet, X-rays, and gamma rays. Non-ionizing radiation only carries enough energy for excitation or the movement of an electron to a higher energy state. At best, it makes molecules jiggle. Examples of this are visible light, infrared, microwaves, and radio waves. Ionizing radiation is detectable by instruments such as a Geiger counter or a micro-R meter, for examples. These instruments typically measure in radiation absorbed dose, rad, or Rontgen, the international unit of exposure. A Geiger counter uses a gas-filled tube known as a Geiger-Müller tube or a GM tube that when a high voltage is applied, it creates an electrical pulse when radiation interacts with the wall or gas in the tube. A micro-R meter uses a solid crystal of sodium iodide which creates a pulse of light when radiation interacts with it. This pulse of light is converted to an electrical signal by a photomultiplier tube. Radiation in everyday life is typical but not harmful. UV light from the sun is the biggest threat from day to day. An important idea you should always remember is that sometimes we use the word radiation. When you think of radiation, you probably think about nuclear power plants, bombs, and X-rays, and those are types of radiation. To physicists, all light is considered radiation. Electrons vibrating in radio transmitters give off the low energy radiation we tune into. That means that everything from television and radio waves to X-rays and gamma rays are types of radiation.
All right, what do you think, everybody? Astronomy Corner is back on the Shills, and we got Pete Berube here himself too. Pete, what do you think, man? You want to sit in and do a little debunking with us and tear some shit down for the rest of this show?
Sure thing. How's my mic sound?
Oh, you're perfect. You're good. All right.
All right, yeah, man, I'm ready.
Buddy. All right. So, next up, Tattie, why don't you walk us through it, you evil, evil man?
It would be my pleasure. This next video, ladies, gentlemen, and all those in between, is from the channel called Close Encounters UFO, and the title is Q&A. Secret space fleet with codename Solar Warden has been covertly operating in our skies.
Wow, man, that sounds crazy. Let's check this out.
Why can't they say it? Why can't they say it in 5 words or less?
I was saying 5 words or less. Time for some bullshit.
Bring it on. Oh, God.
That's the 3rd time we've seen the channel name.
Okay, Unirock, we get it.
A secret space fleet with codenamed Solar Warden has been covertly operating in our skies. Upon graduation with a master's degree in thermodynamics from UCLA, Ben Rich was hired by Lockheed. In December 1954, Rich was sent to the Secret Research and Development Skunkworks section run by Lockheed. Later was
Pause.
Yeah.
Robot voice.
Why is this fucking guy talking about somebody in the 50s joining somebody's corporation to take a job on, and at the same time showing this guy? This goddamn diagram of this like space station like thing flying around a ringed planet. What does one have to do with the other? You disingenuous piece of shit.
Disingenuous to the fucking max.
Dick, it's called priming.
Yeah, I know, but I was just saying it in a different. I was doing my thing, you know.
Kevin, you fucking dork! It's called utter bollocks. Miss wank.
I have to say,
absolute fucking wank.
But that was poisoning. That was poisoning the well, big time.
But can I just say, there's nothing I hate more than someone who's too cheap to buy a $5 microphone and instead uses a text-to-speech generator.
Good one.
I don't know, man.
Go ahead.
If anybody was going to uncover such a deep conspiracy, I think it would be this guy. I think it'd be a guy on YouTube with a channel name like Close Encounters UFO with a text-to-speech program.
Exactly.
It's so credible.
Too funny. That's an amazing thing to point out because Geraldo Rivera, you might aspire to, but you ain't. You don't even have Maury Povich licked here. Come on, buddy. Danikin's got steps on you still. You're really floundering on the bottom of the pool.
Dick, you just aged yourself so bad. Geraldo Rivera, and then what was the other one? Maury?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I love you, man. I just love Rick. All right,
yeah, that's fine.
Should we get back to it?
If we must.
Yeah, fucking crack on, man.
Stupid is as stupid does.
Program manager for the SR-71 Blackbird propulsion system. The idea to paint the high-speed aircraft's skin black, to help dissipate the tremendous frictional heat, was Rich's. He championed the early prototypes of stealth technology and led the development of the F-117 stealth fighter. We already have the means to travel among the stars, But these technologies are locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God to ever get them out to benefit humanity. Anything you can imagine, we already know how to do. We now have the technology to take E.T.
Pause. I'm sorry, does anyone know what the fuck he's talking about? Because I can't make any fucking sense of it. It's just fucking bollocks. What's his point?
The Air Force can do anything they want. They're like a fucking sci-fi movie up in there. You know, just try to follow along.
He's talking about the color of the fucking blackbird, and then from that he's just gone straight onto space travel. So hang on a minute, there's a jump here. Perhaps I was down in a fucking double
traveling
Jack
into
Daniels
space.
at the time. I don't know.
They're traveling to space with a black-colored spaceship. It's this. I don't know how you guys are not getting it. He's putting it out very
I'm a
clearly.
drunk monkey, for fuck's sake. What do you expect? It all sounds like bollocks to me.
Here's the thing. I'm trying to find this guy's name because I can't see it on the screen right now. But so he's the father of the stealth bomber. I'm doubting he ever said this. Because are you guys reading this whole quote? Like, he's talking about we have the technology to take ET home. I don't believe someone who's in a high position at Lockheed Martin ever said that.
I find that very hard to swallow, man. Very hard.
Could you quickly full screen the video, Tatty, like just for a second?
Absolutely.
I mean, Thoughts by Jay Brown said he's just buzzed this video, so
see if you can spot the citation.
Ben Rich.
Is that the last one, maybe?
Ben Rich Lockheed. Well, first of all, he's not the father of the stealth bomber. John Paterno is, because that's what I Googled. So Ben Rich Lockheed. I'm going to look that up and see if he ever actually said this. In the meantime, someone else go ahead.
Go ahead and play some more of that shite, I guess.
Yeah, we do not have the capability to travel to the stars.
No. Our own star, but we can't get that close.
Well, only because you don't have a stealth bomber, obviously.
I guess.
We have a couple of comments I'd like to read out real quick before we get back to it.
Go for it.
Ugly German True said, our test has shown that you are not the father of that UFO. Renee said, come on, Beer, do your job. Oh, hi, everybody. Do your job, Beer. Help me get through this video, right? 9 o'clock hero said, danger, Will Robinson, danger, Will Robinson. And then Monochromatic Light Source said, stealth tech came from the Nazis.
That's right. Nazis made everything.
At all.
Well, quit asking me to sprinkle them chesticles, says the SR-71 still gives me a chubby. I fucking agree, bro, man.
Oh, all the way. All the way. That is pure pornography for any nerd, geek, or self-respecting fucking intellectually smart person. Come on. Bring it to me. Oh,
So
that thing all day.
I've pulled a thing on Wikipedia here. Unattributed quote about black projects. There is a quote of Ben Rich making its rounds on the internet. Apparently in a lecture shortly before he died, he revealed that, quote, we already have the means to travel among the stars, but these technologies are locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God ever to get them out to benefit humanity. Anything you can imagine, we already know how to do. Does anyone know if this quote is confirmed by reliable sources?
I can tell you one thing. It's not going to take
it.
an act. It's going to take an act of God almost compared to the science we have now to overcome gravity and inertia to be able to travel in such a way like UFOs are supposedly reported to do. Because
I've got it here.
Right? If people travel the way UFOs are reported to, the people inside are dead men. Like, it's over. You're gonna die.
They've got Star Trek's inertial dampeners.
Gravity plating.
The quote actually comes from UFO author Timothy Good on Radio 5 Live.
Awesome.
I think I see a video somewhere where they said that if we was to reach light speed, I think it was 8 months or 18 months or something it would take for us to accelerate safely to that speed. It's quite a long time. I could be wrong, but
Well, it would still be a percentage of, because you'll never get there without energy. But if you got to like 90% using like the continuous buildup of ion propulsion plus another couple of exotic things that would help along the way, your reality is going to be so fucked up. I'm pretty sure that you're going to regret ever have done it. I just don't think that's going to be a good idea.
There was an idea for an interstellar project. I think it was called Project Daedalus. I think is what it was called.
Yeah.
And it was basically a nuclear-powered spacecraft which would use nuclear explosives behind it to propel it faster.
Yeah,
faster,
the big
faster.
plate and the bombs. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
And it was going to reach. They said it would end up reaching something like 14% of light speed, and the plan was to reach Barnard's star in 50 years.
Right. And Barnard's is not exactly a far off target, right, Pete?
It's one of the closest.
Yeah. It's one of the closer ones.
It's like that, Alpha Centauri A and B, and like a couple others.
That would be a good song, Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri. I could see it. That would work, you know. Just
You've
so
been smoking
far
a little
away,
tonight.
but so close, you know.
You've been smoking a little tonight, Dick.
Yeah, you know. Well, you know me, man. Fuck.
Let him have his fun.
You might have to speak to Canadian Thomas about that.
Yeah. That's a good one. Oh, speaking of which, if anybody in the audience didn't check it out, good tune released by Canadian Thomas. Monkey and all threw it up earlier. Yeah, blah, blah. I did this, but I'm doing it again, so fuck you. You're going to have to hear it.
Yeah, if you watch it on my channel, you won't actually hear it. You'll just see it.
That's true. But,
I
you know,
won't
you
upload
are...
it again tomorrow.
No. I won't call you a dork again because I did that in the comments
That's
already.
right.
So.
Don't worry, when I upload it, I'll call myself a fucking dork. You know me.
Good. All right. Yeah, well,
So,
I do. That's why I called you that.
So I just want to read this one comment from Cross Puncher. He said, "Of course we have stealth technology. You've ever heard of a silent but deadly fart before?"
Canadian specialty after back bacon and beer, baby.
And a couple people have corrected me here. They're right. Daedalus was an unmanned probe. The idea was an unmanned probe. Project Orion was the one with the nuclear bombs to propel it. And Daedalus, Daedalus didn't have the same propulsion system. I don't remember exactly what it was though.
Oh, but it sounded so good. It should have been the bomb one, right? You know.
Yeah, Orion doesn't sound like a project fueled by nuclear bombs.
No, it sounds something more based on a hug.
Well, I mean, like we've got the Orion spacecraft now, right? And it's going to take men back to the moon. That's fine. That works for me.
Yeah.
Should we let this liar continue? Because now we know that this entire quote on screen is complete crap.
Well, at least you call it as it is. Yes.
Oh, no. It won't take someone's life to do it. There is an error in the equations. We know what it is. We now have the capability to travel to the stars. First, you have to understand that we will not get to the stars using chemical propulsion. Second, we have to devise a new propulsion technology. What we have to do is find out where Einstein went wrong. Ben Rich, CEO of Lockheed Skunk Works. The story behind this quote is an interesting one.
Pause.
At a lecture held...
That hurt. This guy's probably rolling over in his grave.
Oh,
probably.
Okay, first and foremost, I want to know whose hand is up his ass and why does he speak like a robotic puppet? Seriously, dude. You know, it's a little bit old. It's almost insulting. It has a little bit of a, what's that smell? Validation boy to it with a scripted nature. I'm revolted right now, and I really think that I have to wash my hands.
Yeah, do you know what else? He also sounds a little bit like fuckstain word.
Ooh, the stick of many anuses. Ooh.
Hello, flat earth researchers, debaters, and all you other fucking muppets.
Hello, low Earth researchers, debaters, and debunkers.
We currently have the
Oh, I just
technology.
got a cold chill from that one.
But yeah, so we know this is crap. I like what he's saying though, that we won't get there by chemical propulsion. You're going right into sci-fi there. You're talking we need to fold space, we need to use wormholes,
Warp
something
drive.
Yep. Anti-gravity drives.
Sure.
I
The
don't
Mass
know,
Effect
man.
relays.
I don't know. I've hit the firmament with a homemade rocket before. I think we can do it with chemical propulsion.
Monkey fecal propulsion.
That's one of my favorite.
I made myself a homemade rocket. I took myself a toilet paper roll and I covered the end with a balloon and I put it between my cheeks. And after 7 beers and 3 hours of Maury Povich, I farted so hard it fucking broke into orbit.
Wow, I'm very fucking proud of you. Very nice.
I do have to say,
I failed to fucking mention is it didn't quite make it into orbit and it hit me in the fucking face. Jackass.
Quit asking me to sprinkle them chesticle said just hearing DKIS saying fuck it's word phrase. I almost punched my screen. Good job. Good job there, Dead Kennedy.
but I have to say, some of my favorite videos ever are of rockets quote hitting the firmament, because there's like there's two that are amazing. One is the Go Fast rocket, which, if you do the math, was going about 1 kilometer a second, and somehow didn't blow up when it hit the firmament. It just like bonks off of it. And it's actually not stopping at all. It's just deploying a D-spin mechanism.
Like it's not a solid dome. It's an expanse. It's like mushy. All right,
it's mushy.
Like made out of
me
memory
thinking
foam.
it was an upside down fucking goldfish bowl.
It's common misconception.
Dude, then why aren't there rockets stuck to it like flypaper?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Like, you know, when you like throw pens at the ceiling and get them stuck in the stucco.
Bunch of satellites like that all stuck on the wall.
That's how they do satellites. They just throw satellites up and they get stuck like pens and stucco.
And you're all just left sitting there like Jim Carrey on a beach with a 6-pack, wondering what it's all about.
Does anybody else have anything before we go back to it?
Well, a few people have got ideas of what it is. DKG Custom says an Earth condom, not a glass dome.
Yeah, that's what the stars
And
are.
then
Every time somebody commits a sin, somebody pokes a hole in the sky's condom. All right.
There wouldn't be a condom left.
Jin Chin, I think I said that right, says like the dome is made of Jello pudding pops. So we can all fucking tuck in then.
Like, yeah, NA said nuke the dome, and then Jinju pointed out they did that during Operation Fishbowl.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite thing ever. The government figured out that there's a dome over our heads, so the first thing they did was try to blow it up with nuclear explosives.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Smart as fuck that is.
Yeah. That's a fucking smart idea.
Yeah, it'd been smart just to stick up their own ass.
It's brilliant. And I mean, all of those rockets during Fishbowl were tracked. Some of them exploded in space, technically.
Yeah.
Some of them exploded
That's a good one.
above the Kármán line.
Yeah, that's why we have earthquakes, to make it snow.
The Thor logic of the god says it's not a condom, it's God's diaphragm. It prevents him from creating more fucktard flirtists.
When it comes to this guy, the only condom I want to see is the body condom he gets wrapped in before he gets stuffed into a very large mammal. Fuck this guy.
Butt stuff and animal stuff.
Hey, I left the orifice up to choice on that one. Come on, give me a break.
You know what?
And you did leave out the dead raccoon, so.
There you go.
I've got to adopt the proper community attitude. Hashtag no kink shaming. Should we get back to the video?
May as well.
Might as well. See what C3PO has. Roll it, Tatty.
Hi.
Today.
Oh, you want the video again?
Yes, please. Today.
In 1993 at the UCLA Alumni Center, Ben Rich, the former CEO of Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, held a speech about the advancements in space engineering during the previous 40 years. He concluded with the quote about taking E.T. home, while the final image in his slide presentation showed a black disk zipping out into outer space. Was this merely a joke, or was he hinting at something? Over the years, the Skunk Works division of Lockheed has designed and built a number of high-tech aircraft such as the U-2, the SR-71 Blackbird, the F-22 Raptor and the F-117 Nighthawk. Taking this into account, some have drawn the conclusion that Rich alluded to advanced technology being secretly developed, and it might be responsible for some of the flying discs we see today. Seems too far-fetched. We're on the same page, but wait, it gets better. Since approximately 1980, a secret space fleet codenamed Solar Warden has been covertly operating in our skies.
Pause.
Yeah, pause.
Yeah, fucking pause.
Literally impossible because telescopes exist.
Yeah, I look out
I
into
haven't
the
fucking
sky
seen anything.
all the time with my
Somebody needs
telescope.
to tell us. Somebody needs to tell this fucking asshole Babylon 5 was not a documentary.
Yeah, he should probably be banned from watching sci-fi flicks at this point.
He
maybe-
started out with pictures of the actual Blackbird, right? But then went on to this fucking lunacy that we got on the screen right now. Come on, buddy. Seriously?
This is some
the actual fuck?
And this is some serious sci-fi shit, because a spacecraft like this generally wouldn't be able to fly in a planet's atmosphere. So it also needs to have some sort of sci-fi fictitious anti-grav thing so that it can hover around.
It doesn't get ripped apart by the gravity of the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
Tatty,
something
you
like
wanna-
that, you'd have to actually literally build it in fucking space. You know what I mean? You can just fly, you can just fly it up there, this is just our new spacecraft that no one knows about. Although you might see it slipping off into fucking space. No, like you said, it's not going to fly, is it? That's the sort of thing that you take fucking years to build in space. Then you'd only enter into orbit around another planet. You wouldn't land the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a tweet up from Thoughts by Jay Brown, who's in the chat right now. That is unbelievably funny.
I can't read it on the video feed. I got to read it on the stream. So while the EiE Network is busy with their Shills show, so that conspiracy involves the likes of Logical Troglodyte and... Wait, what is that sound? What the fuck? Oh, hi, Gracie.
Coming in for a little chomp on this bastard is Gracie.
Brilliant, man.
Well done, Jay Brown. That was a good shout, buddy. Love it.
But yeah,
But real quick before
Go
we
ahead.
go back to the film, none of the vehicles they show were made for outside of the atmosphere. They all had engine inlets. It was all for in the atmosphere.
Half of the things they show don't even fucking exist.
Yeah, a lot of it was concept stuff that never flew.
Yep, it looked like video game material.
Yeah.
And the inlets is a very good point, because something that's traveling outside the atmosphere in space, doesn't need atmospheric inserts for propulsion. It uses different mechanism, and as such, you don't see them.
Yeah, if you have technology, if you have technology.
Boom.
If you have technology that can fly you through space like that, that same technology can get you through the atmosphere.
Oh yeah, but atmospheric propulsion ain't getting you shit in space.
No, hang on. Are we forgetting the space shuttle? Because the space shuttle had engines that would fire in atmosphere, and then it had like RCS controls for when it was in space.
But that was one very specific piece of equipment that was designed to serve a certain purpose, right?
Right.
We're not talking about somebody's
nothing.
It couldn't take off on its own.
Yeah.
Pardon? That's true. Yeah, no, it needed a whole fuel tank and everything to take off.
Yeah. The guy in this video is talking about like isolated vehicles that can go from ground to the moon and back on their own.
Yeah. Like fantasy bullshit, right? Like, we're still not doing that, buddy. It doesn't matter what you see in fear when you lay at home in your mother's basement in your little fucking cell-like bedroom that you freak out on the internet every night for because you feel ashamed when you jerk off on porn sites. I mean, seriously, wake up, motherfucker. Holy shit, the world isn't that scary. My God.
Tell us how you really feel, Dick. I'm not sure I'm getting it.
Fucking bastard, fuck him.
And I bet the video of the black disc going off in the distance behind him is because they were at the end of a runway and a B-2 bomber would look like that taking off. Because all you can see is the flat plane as it takes off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It doesn't take off like a fighter jet. They go like straight in the air after 100 feet or so.
Oh, really?
A B-2 bomber stays this flat, level plane as it all as it goes up. So it would look like a flat disc going away from you.
Yeah, so they're designed with such gaps in the panels because of the heat and friction when they go up like to the really high and they're zooming and whatnot, and the wings reshape and actually seal it. And the real big bad boys, they're literally leaking fuel a bit when they're sitting on the ground.
Yeah, the ones designed like the U-2 and the SR-71 leak like crazy on the ground.
Yeah. It's some serious shit, man. To call it fake and whatever. Fuck you.
Fucking people in the chat here trying to educate me about how the shuttle works. I know how the shuttle works. I'm doing a series about it. Two solid rocket boosters, an external fuel tank for the R-71, something like that, engines that would get it out of the atmosphere, and then it would use RCS controls in space, and then it would bring itself back on a re-entry trajectory and use nothing to re-enter the atmosphere and coast down to landing. I know how it works.
Okay, hold on. I gotta make the Canadian joke. Fuck you, man. We built the arm. We fucking know, man.
Exactly. We got the arm. Aimee, you wanted to get in here, right?
Yeah, because Ugly German Truce said the shuttle main engines would no longer work when in space. Wrong shape for vacuum and fuel tank has been dropped to Earth when it's reaching orbit anyway. They had smaller ones to maneuver in space, he says.
That's a good one. You design the vehicle for the task at hand. I mean, you don't take the what's that little thing they sell in the UK, that electric vehicle, the G-Whiz. You don't take a G-Whiz and modify it and go, yeah, now that's an off-roader. I mean, come on, seriously, what the fuck are you thinking, man? It's not gonna work. You gotta stay within the realm of possibility.
Have you seen Diesel Brothers?
Yeah, well,
they take a lot of stuff and turn it into.
But look up a G-Whiz. There's no room for anything but maybe a 2-cylinder engine. Like, it would be a hell of a task. That's one of the few. It's crazy.
Right,
It's,
I gotcha.
It's a death trap on wheels too. It should not be driven by anybody, except maybe Mr. Bean, because he doesn't seem to suffer scratches. He's okay.
If I was part of the government, like a higher up in the government, I'm pretty sure I could fly off into space on a fucking electric scooter. I think they have the means. I think I'm hearing that they've covered it up pretty nicely.
Hiith, it would be like Battlestar Galactica 1980 with the motorbikes that go up into the sky. Now that's dating myself, bitches.
See, you said Battlestar Galactica, and all I could think of was the only one I've seen, which is the newer one, which actually has a great example of what we've been talking about with all that sci-fi art of ships that are built in orbit and never intend to fly in the atmosphere. There's a point in that series where they jump the Galactica into the atmosphere with its faster than light engine, and it just drops like a rock for 30 seconds while they deploy some fighters, and then they take off again with the faster than light. It's like, that's how these things would really work. You put that in the atmosphere, it's just going to drop.
Yep. Hey, Dick, every time you say I dated myself, it reminds me of this article I read of a woman who decided to marry herself in a literal sense, in a way to take a stance against marriage. I'm going to have to find that article and share it with you guys.
Ilya, it's too funny you say that, because ask most people that have heard me once or twice with a few beers in me when I'm live streaming, and I'm such a confirmed bachelor. Like, that's pretty funny.
I mean, you like yourself the most anyway. Why not?
Well, I tried marriage and it didn't fit. One shoe felt the same as the other, and moved on.
Well, since we're on that subject, I just want to say hello to all the fucking ladies in the house. All these beauties on the panel with me. Me pet, Fishante, big hug. I fucking love birds.
Mr. Monkey in with a shout out.
We love you too, Monkey.
What do you guys think? Should we go into video number 3 or number 4? I don't even remember where we are right now. We did
number
that,
3.
Whatever it is, just fucking crack on.
Tatty, is this near-death experiment?
No.
I think
Indeed it is.
Yeah. So we've got YouTube channel. Oh yeah, Kevin, get ready. Facepalm protection is in order, folks. Get your salad bowl ready, because the serving you're about to get is full of word and nothing else. Push your monitors out 5 or 6 feet so you cannot punch them as we bring you the video. The fake alien invasion is coming. Wait, what? What? Okay, just play the fucking thing.
I want to go, before too much time passes, to this next slide by the General Douglas MacArthur.
The nations of the world will have to unite, for the next war will be an interplanetary war. The nations of Earth must someday make a common front against attack by people from other planets. General Douglas MacArthur.
That was 1955, October. I was 3 or 4 months old. And they already had this plan for a false flag or a false INW threat from outer space that Wernher von Braun later spoke of. And now let's listen to Ronald Reagan at the United Nations.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Pause.
Yes.
Is he confusing an analogy?
Oh my God!
I've seen this before, the Reagan speech, and like, come on, can you not tell when Reagan's being tongue in cheek? Can you really not?
It's totally an analogy. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
But
Even
no,
I
it all has to be a fucking sign of a conspiracy.
Oh, yeah.
That was almost as bad as using Superman in the Fortress of Solitude, talking to Zor-El, his father or whatever, Jor-El, and going, how do I do this and that? Like the way it was framed together and done, that was unbelievable. I'll give you kudos for a dramatized presentation, but due to the fact that you're slinging some serious bullshit, you got 0 in actual designation because you got nothing. This is bad.
Can we play this one in fast forward? It might be a little more funny if it's in fast forward.
You know what's weird here is when I Googled General Douglas MacArthur quotes aliens, the first thing I find is Snopes. Fact check General Douglas MacArthur on interplanetary ... Fact check by Snopes.com. False. But when I click the link, it's a different thing. Did a Star Wars film include an anti-Trump scene? It's very weird.
What? Non sequitur.
Yeah. And I checked the page. It doesn't say anything about General Douglas MacArthur anymore. But beyond that, you can't really find anything about him speaking in this way, aside from, let's see, the ultimate false flag, Alien Armageddon. Yeah, that sounds about right. The only people saying he ever said this.
That sounds legit, man.
Citation yourself.
So what you're saying is Snopes is fake news, and these guys have it figured out.
It's entirely possible.
Good one.
Well, should we let another lie out?
Yeah, I think a couple. Let's try to hold back for a good 30 seconds and see how far we get.
The only way we can live together in peace is that if we're at war with someone else. I mean, this is, of course, batshit crazy, but we have something here that is what is called an acculturation process, where over many decades there have been leaders that have been convinced that we have a threat and that the solution to that threat or incursion from other civilizations is to militarize the relationship.
Yep. Did General Douglas MacArthur predict an interplanetary war? Status, false. Let's see. The subject here is a quote. I'm trying to find the actual debunk here. General MacArthur did not deliver a speech at West Point that year, nor is there any record of his specifically stating an opinion that the next war would be an interplanetary one.
Can I just say, right? I mean, for it to be an interplanetary war, I mean, there's nobody else, as far as we know, on any other fucking planet in our solar system. So why the fuck would they bother going to war with a planet light years away, at least? If not tens or thousands of light years. And the fact that they could reach us, why would they go to war with us? It'd be like, could these fucking idiots? They can't even fucking get out of their own orbit. Dumbasses.
Yeah, that's way too much logic, man.
We can end these lot in one fucking shot.
And Ugly German Truths and a couple other people, here it is. The confusion started with comments reportedly made by MacArthur when he was paid a private visit. Hang on. He was paid a private visit at his residence in New York's Waldorf Astoria Hotel by the mayor of Naples. So in casual conversation, he mentioned to someone, I believe in aliens and maybe someday we'll go to war with them, which is a very different thing than delivering a speech at West Point saying the next war will be interplanetary.
Yeah. So, massive difference.
Ilya,
slight nuance there. Slight nuance.
Slight.
Thor Logic of Gods has had a couple of good comments. He said in Stephen Greer's film Unacknowledged, they actually use a military recruitment video from the online promo from Independence Day 2 and present it as a genuine military recruitment video. And then he also said that if you want actual quotes on the UFO subject from someone in authority, look for Lord Hill Norton. He used to raise the subject in the House of Lords.
Well,
that doesn't surprise me. House of Lords are a bunch of fucking batty bastards, man.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, son. I tell you what, I mean, it's more. You got more chance of going to fucking war with us monkeys than you have aliens. That'll only be over fucking alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
Damn them all to hell.
Ash Scott just said, how can anyone remember there was an Independence Day 2? Seriously, what a forgettable movie.
Oh, that was the worst.
Oh, yeah, that was just a big shart all over the
I love that.
Really?
I love the idea of someone using one of their recruitment ads like that. That would be like using one of the propaganda scenes in Starship Troopers, like the I'm doing my part and like pretending it's real.
Maybe a wee man.
The first Starship Troopers was a damn good film, but everything after that was just.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, the book is amazing on its own, but it's also completely different from the film. But the film is.
Oh yeah. Much better, yeah. But the film is really good. It was well done.
The film is its own thing. Like the book is kind of like sci-fi dystopia, fascist military world, and this one's like kind of the same themes, but the movie's like kind of the same themes, but way more lighthearted. Either way,
yeah,
great movie.
Yeah. So
special effects stand the test of time. Sorry.
Yeah. We got a deep dive here. Should we go?
Yeah, let's get it
keep trucking. Keep trucking.
You asked for it.
Now, interestingly, the same people who benefit from, say, hoaxing the Gulf of Tonkin event in Vietnam, which stampeded President Johnson into escalating Vietnam into the quagmire it became, that cost trillions of dollars and hundreds of millions of lives, if you count Vietnamese and Southeast Asians as living humans, which they are, or the famous weapons of mass destruction that Saddam Hussein had, which were to justify us going into Iraq, which gave us ISIS. It's all hoaxed. And so you have people who are continuously creating hoax scenarios.
Did he just say ISIS was a fucking hoax?
I'm not sure if he said ISIS was. But he did say,
did I hear that right? Because if he just said that, the guy is an absolute fucking wanker.
Well, he was saying that the Iraq weapons of mass destruction was a hoax, which there's
ISIS, which was a hoax. I'm sure that's what he said.
There's a grain of truth to it in that, if Saddam Hussein ever had weapons of mass destruction, it's because the U.S. funded it. It's kind of a complicated situation, and that was a lot of like a politician lying. That's not. A politician lying is not a global cover-up. It's just a politician lying.
But the thing is, the next step of politicians lying is warriors from space. And that's the important bit.
Of course. I wish I could be able to make those leaps in logic so quickly.
I don't think that weapons of mass destruction was a hoax. I think that unfortunately my country's politicians had it all wrong and did it for personal gain. And in doing so, it caused and helped create ISIS.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty well-known fact, right? That U.S. Involvement in Middle Eastern countries is what brought about those kinds of radicals.
And I apologize on their behalf.
Yeah.
Has that video just been bonged?
It has.
Yeah, and we have a
thank goodness for that.
We have a super chat from God.
Check is in the fucking post.
Well, speaking of, we have a super chat from Godless Scummer, £2. This video is like a TED Talk for morons.
I thought that's what it was.
Now, surely.
Dick, why did you steal Amy's job?
I had to read that one out because it needed to be said
Okay.
with some real anger and vigor.
Oh, okay.
And we got something decent to watch.
Oh, fuck no.
We ain't got no. I thought we had Astronomy Corner or something.
We already did that.
Oh, where the fuck was? Where was I?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We
I
played
know.
it.
I
I
did
came
drop
in here
out for
afterwards.
a short period of time.
Drunk
Were you over
fucking
peeing by that
monkeys,
chair
man.
again?
Yeah.
He was over peeing by that chair. See the pee spot? I can
got
see it.
booted off for about 7 minutes or something, and it must have been then. I totally missed it.
I am not
Fuck, I'll
cleaning
be
up
back
the
after the
pee
show.
spot this time. I'm not cleaning it up. Tag Dave
Yeah.
Kennedy, you're it. I'm not cleaning up the pee spot.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. You mean when you were jerking off? Never mind, booted out. You know, don't give us that.
Oh, that's
I
worse.
just, you know,
He was
just
Yeah.
trying to be polite.
There you
That's
go.
worse than pee.
He was
Trying to
consummating
fucking
his
be polite,
self-marriage.
pal. You know me. I don't like to fucking say the wrong thing or upset anyone by saying something I fucking shouldn't.
Hiith got you consummating the self-marriage.
Absolutely, man. I think the shuffle.
That's awesome. So what do you guys think? We've been going for the 95-minute mark here, right? And there is, I think, maybe a live launch or something. Somebody was going live at our 90-minute mark. I'm wondering if we shouldn't hit the wrap-up button soon there, Kevin.
I suppose so. I mean, same as usual. I always just I never want to just go to each person and just go, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What is it?
Yeah. But sometimes it has to be. Then again, I mean, if we miss the first 15 minutes or so of the launch, it's not like anything's happening, right? So we have the time,
Yeah, in that case, I'll do Red style here. Booleanenator, say what you got to say and get the fuck out.
I'll say what I gotta say, but I won't necessarily get the fuck out. But Pain of Progress is following this at 10 p.m. So in 54 minutes, we will definitely be having a premiere on this channel of the Pain of Progress 5 drones. So keep that in mind, folks.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good series. I like that one.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That is a good series.
That's awesome. Dick Dawson, say what you got to say and get the fuck out.
I gotta say this. Pain of Progress has gotta be one of the absolute best series that has been produced on YouTube when it comes to proper historical content. Both Steaming Cup of Reason and Thor Logic of the Gods are fucking nailing it, and holy shit are you missing out if you are not watching. Get on that space.
Absolutely. Jutmonkthedrunk Monkey, say what you got to say and get the fuck out.
Fucking right. Well, apart from the fact that I missed the only decent thing that we watched tonight, which is probably the only decent thing we'll watch again for the next 2 months, I've watched a load of fucking bullshit, as usual. I don't know what, I mean, is this, I think there is an actual conspiracy. Just a conspiracy. You're all in on it. All you globe-denying fucktards, all you so-called shills, everyone, you're all in on it just to drive me fucking so that I drink more or something. I don't know.
Shit, he's rumbled his.
Damn, he found us out.
Yeah.
Ilya Moon.
I'm going to start my own gang. It'll just be me and I'll just debunk all of you. Everyone.
Ilya Moon, say what
I'll
you got
even
to say.
debunk fucking Canadian Thomas's songs.
Ilya Moon, say what you got to say and kindly leave because I won't swear at a lady.
You're so kind. So the first person, I don't even know what to say about that because I don't know what we watched, but it was making me tired. So maybe I'll turn it on to go to sleep tonight. Who knows? As far as I don't know if we're going to have an intergalactic war, but if we do, I want to go to space and I want to fight it. I want to go see the moon up close. That's all I want to do. Even if I die, that's fine. So anyway, have a good night. Love you guys.
Absolutely. I'll be right there with you. I'll scrag some bugs for sure. Moon Master Pete, say what you got to say and get the fuck out.
I had that astronomy corner. Keep an eye out for those. I don't know which days yet, but they'll be coming. And there's a delay on my Sci-Fi Sunday because I've been banned for a week of live streams. And Sci-Fi Sunday next Sunday will be going on.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
And Steamy Cup of Reason, say what you got to say and get the fuck out.
All right. All I got to say is, first of all, poetry and modern literature is not revelations of truth. Jetsons comics are not blueprints, and Babylon 5 was not a fucking documentary. And
Fake
I'm out of
news.
here. Join us in a few minutes for Pain of Progress.
Absolutely. And Tattie-Bogle, say what you got to say, and you can't get the fuck out because you're producing the show.
Oh, man. What can I say about tonight's absolute fucktardery, man? Obviously, it's on my corner aside, which was fucking excellent, by the way. Can't wait for the next one. But as for Fanny Boys, the Flat Earther, in the first video, oh, fuck me, man. I'm glad it get gonged when it did, because it just get more and more fucking stupid the more you went into it. It got worse. Believe you me. And as for the other two fuck knuckles, man, the fucking fake space invasion and the fucking secret space fleet. Away and chase yourself, you fucking plumps. I mean, come on, you fuck.
Fucked up.
Absolutely. Aimee Hogan, say what you got to say and kindly leave because, again, I will not swear at a lady.
Aimee, can I come and sit in your fucking lap?
Hey. Fucking put the simian in the cage, damn it.
And stop peeing on the carpet.
Catch
That's
me
it. You're
first.
grounded. These a space invasion, really? Come on. That is so far into the future. It's not even funny. We don't have that type of space travel even close to being developed right now. That's just foolish. And some of the other stuff is just plain old stupidity. Let me see if he's listening. They're fucking idiots. Oh, he heard me. I can't get away with it. So thank you, everyone. I want to thank everyone in the chat for coming tonight. We do this all for you. Thank you so much. We enjoy this community so much and everything. And I want to thank Hiith for coming tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome.
Absolutely, yeah. And Hiith, take it away. You're the guest of the evening. Say what you got to say, and I won't tell you to leave because I like you.
Wow. Well, thanks. I feel like I learned a lot today. I'm glad I came on. So from now on, I'm going to be watching the skies for U.S. aircraft in space. Make sure any aliens that are coming down are fake news. It's good to know. It's good to stay ahead of these things.
An eye out for F-22s in orbit somehow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't fucking know at this point. It could be.
Oh, geez. All right. Well, with that, I think we had some wonderful stupid tonight. I enjoyed it. There was some really nice footage amongst it all, especially that first one. Had some nice production value, had some nice shots of the Milky Way, but it was all really stupid.
Don't give him credit for the footage that he stole or took from somewhere else.
He did just grab this from a stock footage website, so yeah, screw that guy.
Yeah. Fuck you and the person who taught you, you little bitch.
Also, I've seen a couple people showing praise for Babylon 5. Come on, Babylon 5 is poor man's DS9, and DS9 is like the worst one.
Oh, what's your off?
Shots fired.
Name's fighting words there.
Yeah.
More like shots fired.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. More like shots fired. And I think on that, ladies and gentlemen, Silly Show is wrapped up. Let's thank Hiith for showing up tonight and hanging out with us. Tattie for turning the dials. Our lovely ladies for making sure everything ran just smoothly. And Time to say goodnight, folks. Good night.
Catch you on the flip side.
Later,
Shot.
Strips.
Good night.